they cleverly commissioned me to write a poem titled Bailando con él. And it helped me re-examine kind of my relationship to dance. And what's really cool about this piece of work was that I was able to write something and then edit it after I saw Armani, Angel, Manuel, and Gabriel dance. And it just kind of explores this idea of how we are with our bodies and our introduction to movement, and how gender norms kind of play a role in that. So I hope I'm buying Manuel enough time with my description. But this is Bailando con él.
Coachella.
What'd you say?
I said Coachella.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's the thing about spoken word is that if you feel something snap, move your body as it's able to. If you don't like it, don't move because that Bailando con él. At 7, I sneak into mommy's closet, borrow her red heels, wrap a bed sheet around my thin frame. I hold an imaginary microphone. My hips shift left to right, singing Bidi Bidi Bam Bam. The door slam open. Mommy takes the Lord's name in vain. She pulls at my wrist. I trip over the heels. She beats my ass. That night, I cry, even after she says I'm sorry. At 14, I sit alone at my cousin's quince. Como se cura una herida blasts through the speakers, as if mocking me. My eyes find the courage to search for him in the sea of teenage bodies. His arms wrapped around La Dama de Honor. I don't know if it's more painful to keep looking or to look away, but the whispers of Maricon snaps me back into survival mode. I find comfort in a second slice of cake. At 21, we head to the club to celebrate the legitimacy of my ID, a passport into a new world of drinking and dancing and flirting with real women who are supposed to help me find my manhood. This is the goal of the night. Sexy movimiento causes a man's body to accidentally brush up against my back. A new energy flows through me. I find magic in his hips. My best friend rushes to save me from myself. The stranger smiles and winks as I'm escorted away. For the rest of the night, I will have to deny my real identity and blame the shots of tequila. At 28, my body, drunk on liquid courage, sneaks into my first gay bar. There are men in swim trunks dancing on speakers, moving to Fanática Sensual. In epiphany, I finally understand the meaning behind the song. I give myself permission to flirt, to dance, grope and be groped, lose myself in the beats, but find my true self on the dance floor, in between the arms of a man who leads me in my first dance. 35, I see my boyfriend dancing with another man. Me Porto Bonito betrays our love. I don't like the way he grinds on the stranger, how their bodies seem to fit more perfectly together, so I pull them apart, borrow a scene from my favorite telenovela, and throw my drink at his face. That was the last time we danced. At 42, I lend my lower back to my husband's palm. This is our first dance as newlyweds, and I've gotten better at following his lead. An audience of friends and family snap photos on their phone. They want to capture this moment where our lives are set to merge in movement and harmony. He pulls me into his chest. My nose finds shelter at the intersection where his shoulder meets his neck, causing the rims of our tejanas to kiss. We sway to andar conmigo. No te suces de decirme la verdad. I feel the music travel like a lasso through our bodies. It ties a bow around our hearts. At 49, on the eve of my 50th birthday, I dance alone in a dive bar in Puerto Vallarta. A stranger approaches with a "Hola, ¿por qué tan sola?" Before I can tell him my sad love story, he interrupts and asks me to dance. I politely decline, because this dance is promised to the 7-year-old who was beaten scared, the 14-year-old whose heart was broken, the 21-year-old who had to lie, and the 18-year-old who finally found love by dancing on his own terms.